Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalrin. In today's video, I want to check out Armory and Stormwind because there were updates to the emissaries. I want to take you guys into a little bit of a closer look of what you can see inside of the emissaries, and we have the allied races as NPCs all laid out and available to teach you a lot of the professions. Not only do we notice the new allied races, but we also get to see what Battle for Azeroth has in store for us. Most of the characters you're seeing that are allied races are wearing some of the pieces of gear, maybe some bits, maybe some combinations that we've actually seen in the game at one point or another. And even while Nightborn have, let's say for example, a Night Elf skeleton, the way that they wear the gear and the way they stand and posture themselves, except for the things like emotes, for the most part they really do look unique on their own. The Highmountain Soundtrack just fits so well with the Horde. I honestly love the antlers. I feel like they need to add a lot more horn customization from now on to original Horde Tauren, because I feel like it would just be so cool. There's so many combinations I can work with. And while the Nightborn usually are the regal race, the ones that have magic around them, strangely they kind of sort of fit within the Orgrimmar settlement, especially just how casual some of them look and how it's kind of like a Blood Elf situation where Blood Elves are part of the Horde, even though you would normally align them with Alliance in terms of how they carry themselves. It kind of in a weird way does fit. And when you take a look at some of the models in terms of the NPCs, you kind of get to see how they walk, how they emote, and that's basically how we as players will be able to interact and what we will look like. And part of the workout in designing your character is choosing how you look and how your animations look and how your emotes look and how you wear some of the gear you wear. You can actually see just how pretty the Nightborn look in terms of the female models as well as the male models in a way. And I mean, they just really look high res compared to, let's say, Blood Elves, where Blood Elves is usually the prettier race. They have a lot more grit, a lot more depth in the face, and even the transmogs they wear, you can kind of see just how gear looks on them. While they are basically Night Elves 2.0, they feel like they have a bit more slimming down of most of the gear they wear, and in a way we can actually see kind of like the tuxedo jacket looking, trench coat looking top half of a shirt as one of the mods that we'll be able to do, which I'm thinking as one of the mods we'll have for Battle for Azeroth once the expansion releases and you get the whole cool terrace kind of showing for the characters. Of course, if you go inside of the building, you'll see the leaders of Orgrimmar with Sylvanas being in the center. The first thing that I noticed is Bane Bloodhoof and his new attire. Very, very much Highmountain Soundtrack. But another thing I noticed is more dangler bits. There's a lot more detail added to the character in terms of his fist customization, the head, the totems that Tauren should always have, but then also the earrings having a little bit of a feather-like effect. A lot like how we have the belts that they were added with the dangly bits back in World of Draenor. The more stuff like this you can add, the more dangly bits you can have, the more weight and gravity you are adding to a lot of the pieces of gear that we have, the more realistic it feels, and I'm kind of just excited to see that happening in World of Warcraft. Another thing I noticed is the fact that allied races are already part of the game of PTR is somebody using a toy which disguises them as a member of the opposite faction. So while you can't make your own characters like Lightforged Draenei, you can take a look at how one will run around if you have specific toys, which further provides us information that obviously allied races won't be available in 735, wink wink nudge nudge Blizzard. Come on, make it happen, please. But overall, it looks great, and I also decided to hop on the Alliance side to see a little bit more detail of what we got going on the other side of the story. Needless to say, I thought Alliance had a lot more room to play around with, a lot more space to work with, and I'll show you all the space in just a moment. It feels like it's more open, while Horde is kind of constricted to an area. So I'm kind of almost favoring the Alliance setup right now, even though it just looks like a garrison camp outside. And off the bat, you already see just kind of how they're integrating a lot of the allied races in. For example, here's a Void Elf with that facial hair, the mustache and everything. My biggest concern when it comes to doing Blood Elves 2.0 for Alliance and doing Draenei 2.0 for the Alliance as well, with the introduction of Void Elves and Lightforged Draenei, was the idea that maybe Blizzard is kind of just copy-pasting what we already have. Blood Elves are so common in the game, and most of the times they just kind of blend in with the background. Nobody really stands out too much, and I was really hoping that the new races would. The Nightborn Horde and the Highmountain Soundtrack were fairly easy. Highmountain Soundtrack have big ass antlers, and the females still have antlers that do kind of signify that they are different, so that was really easy. The Nightborn, on the other hand, have big tattoos that go throughout the body, even extending over their body. Their skin, their face, and their glowing eyes, and just the way they posture themselves actually makes them feel like their own thing, so they really do not blend. But I was really hoping that they would do a good job with Void Elves and Lightforged, and for the most part I'd say it's pretty satisfactory. I mean, they're basically the same model, same posture, same emotes, but they do look different. The purple ends and the dark hair of all of the Void Elves and the glowing yellow eyes of the Lightforged Draenei really do make them pop, so I was really excited to see kind of how they look out as NPCs, which kind of tells me how they'll look out as players. You also have a lot of different dialogues going on. Not all of them are finished. You can't just keep left clicking at these guys until you get them to get annoyed at you. But when trying to do that, I did find one NPC that does have wrong lines.
The universe is full of mystery. We fight for a new future. I greet you. New doorways have opened to us.
And of course, inside you have all the Alliance leaders, from Valen to the Gnome leader Mechatork. You have your Dwarven leader, which is only one of the representatives, not actually Bronzebeard. Again, Greyman is there, Alaria, Turelian, all the gang is literally present. It does feel a little bit weird to play through Legion and help out Turelian and Alaria, just to have their members of their faction, the Lightforged Draenei and the Void Elves, turn on the Horde. It's kind of like, feels like, oh, we helped you out, we helped you defeat Legion, now you're going to be fighting us. Wow, thanks, appreciate it. So I guess it's a little bit weird, and it does feel kind of sore. Just feels a little bit awkward too, because it almost makes me feel like most of Legion's storyline, just as a Horde player, almost was reverted. While hanging around and checking out the allied races, I saw a building that before you enter into the allied race zone where they have the embassies, you actually have this little house with this great smoke coming out of the chimney, the lighting effects that are really just popping out, and then the interior just looks so damn warm. I mean, it's just the colors themselves, the graphical quality upgrade for one of those basic buildings back in Stormwind. It just made me feel like, wow, this really feels like Kulturas. And I checked out another building. It basically had the same effect. You have the same colors, you have the same lighting effects. I thought maybe this is something new that's being added in this next upcoming expansion. But if you hop back on a live servers, you'll see that that's not the case. The building itself is a lot smaller. You don't even have a chimney, the lighting effects are not present, the amount of windows is not even present, and the inside kind of looks plain. It kind of looks vanilla. But then I remembered, okay, it's Battle for Azeroth, but it's not Battle for Azeroth assets. It's actually Warlords of Draenor. Because I remember complaining before about how the buildings outside of Stormwind and in Armory felt like a building of Warlords of Draenor, and most of them are. It just feels like they improved on the lighting system slightly better, because you don't have the lighting effects happening right in front of the windows, but actually inside of the windows. And for the longest time, I connected anything Warlords of Draenor, be it buildings, models, designs, even mobs that came from Warlords. I really grew to dislike it because Warlords, besides an expansion where I got to grow my channel a lot, wasn't a fun expansion. So a lot of things that I see that are Warlords like, I usually dismiss them fairly quickly. But for just a quick, brief second, I forgot that these buildings came from Warlords of Draenor. And when I applied this type of stylization of the graphics for World of Warcraft inside of the buildings and the lighting system, and I think Battle for Azeroth, I just thought it fit. That blew my mind. I thought we were getting some crazy overhaul. It actually didn't feel like World of Warcraft for a second, but then it did. And oh man, I wish I never remembered what the hell Warlords of Draenor was like, because the feeling of excitement for that moment, that it just felt like it fits so well for a Kulturas by the sea type of fisher village look and rustic looking. I loved it for just a second, and I kind of wish I could get that feeling back. So this is everything that's new right now on patch 7.35. Today I should be going and checking out the new battleground that they are releasing and hopefully play with the devs. So be sure to check out the live stream. The best way to catch the live stream is, first of all, subscribe. Give this video a like just for kicks of it. And when you subscribe, make sure to hit the notification bell to catch every single live stream that I do. If you guys want to watch and tune in, that'd be great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you want to support my channel, give it a like as well. Subscribe if you have a notification and all. I'll see you guys, all of you, in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching.